And it was quite interesting. Had a very good answer. Save it for later. Best of 7, Hina Hayata to serve. Heavy underspin for the first point. Taking advantage of having the serve on your side. It's going to be very important. Again, you've only got half the table in doubles to serve to. This one lets a little loose. Quick apology there from Mima Ito. Clears off the table. It's funny, I've been watching Hina Hayata's Ask a Pro Anything so much recently for editing. I feel like you just see the funny side of her, but it's back to business out here on the table. Oh, beautiful point. CHEN Meng makes it, but it wasn't her turn to hit it right down the line to finish. We had Hayata squatting to the ground here. Very physical point. Ito with that punch right down the line. Second point, third point of the match. One of the highlights already. Almost. Ito trying really hard to get out of the way there for Hayata. This is a tactic that we tend to see a lot in the doubles game. Hit it right back to the player who just hit it. Use them as an obstacle for their teammate. Ito drying off the free hand for the service toss. No rotation coming in. CHEN Meng adds a lot of spin and pace on that forehand flip. Oh, the strawberry works out running through the court. That was an uncomfortable ball for Hayata to hit in the first place, and she couldn't get that much speed on it, but it was enough. Again, the variety of spin. First tile break of the game, and they're dead even. The favorites in this match, definitely CHEN Meng and ZHU Yuling. It's a little bit different in doubles in the right-handed, left-handed combination. It would be a huge victory for the Japanese pair, the 17-year-olds.
4-3.
Chiquita attempted the banana flip. Beautiful counter. CHEN Meng versus, ZHU Yuling versus Hina Hayata was a very exciting and close match, and this is one of the key ingredients for Hina Hayata's success. She could handle the topspin comfortably off the bounce, pick up the pace very quickly.
5-0.
Well-placed serve. Love to see that again. Curious, the rotation didn't appear to be that heavy. Looked like a floater. The ball comes into the net. Strawberry City way out wide. This is one advantage of this shot, and Mima Ito executes it so well. I'd say Mima Ito, Miyu Kato, Simone Gozi, some of the best at the strawberry in the game. I think we'll be seeing more and more of it over the years. Punch backhand. Both Hayata and Ito in position. Talked about how before the match they're going to have more forehand opportunities, but both CHEN Meng and ZHU Yuling tactically very smart. They're going to try to find the middle of their opponents by playing it just off the center line of the table so that they're not comfortable to take the forehand, that they're in hesitation, maybe get out of position a little bit. First point in a long time for the Chinese pairing after 4 in a row for Hina Hayata and Mima Ito. Hits the net post. Doesn't catch the right part of it to come down on the other side of the table. Tight let service. Second time we've seen Ito and Hayata getting very close to each other on the shot, having trouble with space here. This is good. They fished her over. They baited her in to get her near Mima Ito's side. Way wide to the forehand. Smart play. break off the top of the net and escape for ZHU Yuling and CHEN Meng. Hina Hayata apologizing after the ball sits up a little bit. Not as easy as it appears. Yes, the ball's a little higher, but how much spin is left on it? How much was sacrificed at the net? Flat hit goes long, 2-point lead. Look at this, it's a back and forth, 4-point streaks following 4-point streaks. You might recall Tomokazu Harimoto hitting the flattest shot we've seen against Dima yesterday. 10-10 in game 2. That was so pretty. CHEN Meng on 1 foot has time and like a flamingo just swats through the ball. There it is, the power on the run. Takes her time and just rips that backhand. From behind the table, it's 3 game points now. Short side of the table, quick off the bounce. Ito saves it. 3rd towel break of the game, and the Japanese pair still have a chance. If they come up with another 4-point streak, like both sides have done. The eye shift there from ZHU Yuling. It's gonna say 4 points in a row now would mean victory for Hayata and Ito. But they are on the receive. Advantage here. 2 game points for CHEN Meng and ZHU Yuling. Strawberry, but well anticipated. ZHU Yuling was already moving as soon as she saw Ito come in for that backhand and start to lift the wrist. She knew what was to come. It was a strawberry on the way out. Game 1 to CHEN Meng and ZHU Yuling, and we'll be back for game 2 right after this.
CHEN en jeu.
Back for game number 2. It's the women's doubles final. CHEN Meng and ZHU Yuling, the 2nd seed in this event, are leading. Again, they are the world rank number 1 and 2 individually. They collect world ranking points and world tour points on the world tour based on participation. Oh, break off the top of the net. Quick apology from both of the Japanese players. Signal there for the receive. The only pips on the court. Mima Ito's short pips. That is a very awkward ball. If it comes down, I'm curious to see what happens. Now, Ito is an athlete all around. Had a chat with Jorg Roskopf about athleticism. He used the word talent. I might say skill either way. Mima Ito's great at sports. Beautiful shot. Hayata at full extension plays it back to the short side of the table. On the run, watch this. ZHU Yuling way out wide, has to come all the way back and recover that space. Cracking forehand. Little ballet move there from Ito in disappointment. There's a lot of pressure to hit quality shots here. Again, if it's lukewarm, it's just so-so. 75% is not enough against ZHU Yuling and CHEN Meng. Oh, the banana and ZHU Yuling going down to the ground. Almost pulling a Zhang Jike, a little bit of sideways motion rather than the frog word down. Sounds more like a yoga pose there, but it happened. We saw it at the World Champs, I believe. World Championships from the World Champs.
2,
It was such a
4.
strong opening by Hayata. Look at that. She comes over, says, it's okay, no problem. That's a great teammate right there. She could see that Mima Ito has been a bit frustrated. Ito's missed a few shots that she knows she's capable of. Hina Hayata can be the best teammate by encouraging, by reminding Ito that she's a world-class player. No problem, keep going for it. Don't worry about it.
2, 5.
Quality push, changing up the pattern here. Hina Hayata had to get around the corner quickly for that forehand. At least turn behind the ball.
Let 2, 5. Five, 3.
Quality shots. This is the type of, I'd say, construction of a point in terms of getting their opponents out of position that the Japanese pair want. They want to take advantage of having two right-handed players. And even though they're strong on the, very strong on the backhand side, they're still going to run around a bit for that forehand.
5, 4.
And knowing that, playing it out wide to the forehand early in the point is a good tactic. We see that against left-handed players a lot, but it can be done against right-handed players as well. Effective against anyone who prefers to turn the corner and play the forehand from the backhand side. Oh, Strawberry, look at that. A speedy Strawberry nonetheless. Wow. Practically a full-out attack here. That was just perfect technique. So many times we've seen Ito do this throughout this tournament. Wouldn't be surprised if there's an ITTF video showing you how that's done.
6, 5.
This is the beauty of table tennis, the evolution of table tennis. Innovators around the world, but especially in China and Japan, are looking for new ways to up the game, to improve the level, get little advantages here over the opponents.
6, 0.
Quite a pose there, Statue of Liberty from Mima Ito. Staring there, she misses a shot. That's not an easy ball. I mean, she's way behind the table. She's got short, well, not way behind the table. For Ito's standards, though, watch where she is. She's usually just a step behind. Here she's about 2 steps behind. Usually she's not even a full step behind. So with less rotation on that ball, trying to keep the pace on, it's going to be a low percentage shot. Spectacular rally.
7.
They just don't miss. CHEN Meng and ZHU Yuling chasing everything down, demonstrating their footwork, and it takes so many shots for Hina Hayata and Mima Ito to finally earn this point. Right off the bounce, Mima there. Yeah, fist pumped. No, Strawberry
7-4.
back. It's funny, I actually talked to Hina Hayata in her Ask a Pro Anything about the terminology. She wanted to make sure she got it right. This one just doesn't get the tip of the racket down enough, so the ball lifts up a little bit. And that's one of the main things, the wrist up higher, still cocked back, so that the tip is down. That'll help it be a more aggressive shot to keep the top spin on it with the side spin. Smash, good movement there. The footwork from CHEN Meng to get in, but it's ZHU Yuling who sets it up for her teammate. That inside out receive, a bit of side spin on it, swiping the ball. 2 in a row.
7.
This time a better response from Ito. It is Strawberry Central up in here. Check the zip code. It's Strawberry City as well. Strawberries all over on the Japanese side. This is a shot we don't see from the Chinese players too much. I was thinking about my comment earlier about innovations.
Play, please.
The Chinese typically have been innovating, looking for new ways. The warning there to play, still just going on their usual business. Wow, loaded with spin. Now this is one where you tell the opponent, I dare you to attack this. Try and lift. I'm gonna load it with spin, give it to you long. If you react just a little bit late, recognize it's coming long. Chances are good, between your footwork and your stroke, you're not gonna lift this ball. 2 game points for CHEN Meng and ZHU Yuling on the receive.
Let 8-10.
Oh, you want this to come down so bad. Spectacular point. What a way to end game 2. Running it all around. This is the most footwork I've seen in a women's doubles match in a long, long time. Players on the ground all around. ZHU Yuling the first to fall, but she sure doesn't fail. Game 2, 11-8, the Chinese pairing up 2-0. Game 3 coming up right after this.
それを頑張って取るのと、それからちょっとだけ相手はフォアに糸のフォアによこすときはちょっと回転多めだけでちょっと落としてくる人来るかも。フォアにしてたら。
甘くやっても、もし浮いちゃったとしてもあんまり強く来てない感じ。
そうでちょっと落として回転かけて打たそうとしてるから、だからそこタイミングを合わせてね。あと早田は、自分でミドル来た時にうまくいくのと、チャンスだったらいきにそれをつなぐともったいないから。
Back for game number 3, a spectacular finish to game number 2. ZHU Yuling was able to witness the success of her shot from the ground. A spectator, while a hard worker out here. Again, one of the most physical matches I've seen in women's doubles, typically trying to stay closer to the table. Just so much movement all around from both sides. First 2 points split here. Now I told you a little bit about how Mima Ito and Hina Hayata got here. But how about CHEN Meng and ZHU Yuling? In case you're curious, Ingwing Nam and Minnie Su from Hong Kong.
Because it's flashes.
There is a flash in the corner. Good call from Marian Istrichan.
One.
I heard China Davai, which is Russian for China. Go for it. Essentially, I don't know how you say China in Russian, but
1-1.
I know China means China in English. CHEN Meng very agile here, on the run, takes it from the wide forehand. Down below the waist, but still scoops it up. Okay, maybe about waist height, but still wide reach. Good placement. ZHU Yuling sees Hina Hayata moving to that backhand corner and plays it even wider to the backhand. She knows Hayata's committed to the forehand. It would be a tough shot to take with the backhand quickly off the bounce, which is the only way really when you're standing there, and ZHU Yuling plays it so deep. Second time we've seen CHEN Meng creeping around up near the net. Mika Baba up on her feet. Timeout she wants. And if Mika Baba wants a timeout, she knows what's best for the players. Mama knows. So let's see, tactically speaking, the strawberries were quite effective. But in terms of getting into the rally, Hina Hayata is good in the counter-attacking game. If Ito can either play a deep push with placement, get a softer, spinnier ball. Let's try and listen here.
ちょっとだけ低くて回転かかってるボールをうまくなんとか頑張って入れるようにフォアの方に。
普通にフリーでもさ、上回転なしでもいい気がするんだけどさ、なんかチェンマンの方が徹底的にストップがチキータみたいな感じで、ズーリンは結構つっつきとかが多いから、意外と上回転なしでもいいかもしれない。
であまりにも両サイド待たれたら、両サイド待ってるなと思ったらミドルにチキータとかできる。難しかったらワンパターンだと読まれる。それだからその時にレシーブ指示するサーブ。
Again, it's tough to tell when you only catch a few words. Chiquita is in the banana flip. That backhand over the table for a receive, but was she talking about using this to their advantage in the receive game? Muzakashi, too difficult. Let's see, Daijobu, is it okay? Looks like we might see some Chiquitas out here. The ultimate point of the Chiquita anyway is to get in as early as possible in the point aggressively. And in terms of the strawberry, it's been quite effective so far. If it stops being effective, bending it the other way can be very effective. Touch shot in the flat hit kill. Ito right there, eye contact with Hina Hayata, and they check in. Yep, job well done. Hayata with a little apology there. It's interesting, you can tell what type of thoughts people are having sometimes by where their eyes move when they're trying to remember. Thinking of a new idea, Hina Hayata making a plan there. I think that's up and right. I'll have to check the internet again. After all, the internet is never wrong, right? So a 5-2 lead. The Chinese pairing running away. They're up 2-0. This is a game that would be crucial from a momentum standpoint. Oh, the timing deep on the table. Hina Hayata worked so hard on that Chiquita to get the banana into play. And this one comes down. That's such a tough ball to play right off the bounce. If you don't read the spin perfectly, even a drop shot with very little racket motion is tough to execute with that timing.
3-6.
It's part of the reason when non-tournament players watch table tennis, they say, why doesn't the person just dink the ball when the opponent's hitting it that high and that far away? Well, taking the ball right off the bounce, have to be very clear on how the spin will affect the bounce. Oh, almost a last moment effort. It looked like the point was over. Surely any human being would think that the point would have to be finished after some of these shots. Not for long, just for a moment, Hina Hayata caught up in traffic. Break off the top of the net, the apology quick to come out. You could hear the sorry. Fancy signals. Little change of heart here. Not a bad setup, but the Japanese pair very focused, trying to stay in near the table here, as solid as they are from behind. You're going to want to be in closer for the angles and the timing. Second towel break of the game, and it's a 2-point difference now. Japanese pair coming back. Oh, almost. CHEN Meng this time is around the table again, but has to reach over way out to the middle. This time it was ZHU Yuling who was there to clean up. Maybe I should say reap the benefits.
8-6.
A lot of frustration out here. ZHU Yuling we don't see frustrated too often. We rarely see her expressing herself like that. This level of play, you see receivers signaling as well. Oh, ZHU Yuling rarely misses this one. Ball comes up high. Looked like a chop block that came down as a lob, and a timeout now on the Chinese side. This is a good timeout. Li Sun, again, having coached for a long time within China, a legend of Chinese table tennis. High backhands are not as easy as they look. Almost a Jorgen Persson out there. It's not every day you'll hear me comparing ZHU Yuling to Jorgen Persson, for many reasons. But that was one thing that he was excellent at, that up high backhand on one foot. Again, just a handful of words there. It seemed like there was some trouble in the receive game. Getting into the loops quickly could be effective out here. I like watching how players interact with each other in doubles. Coach often, especially for the Chinese national team, will be talking to the players. But Li Sun here, again, very experienced. Let the players talk to each other. CHEN Meng is not going to be condescending at all to her teammate in times like this. Just words of encouragement. Wow, from this camera angle, it's tough to tell where the ball is going sometimes. ZHU Yuling getting low. I mean, 369 low, really low for this loop. Second time we've seen her squatting near the ground, and the fast footwork on the other side, not enough to cover the wide angles. Ito with the flatter hit, and Hayata trying to counter back. 3 game points. CHEN Meng and ZHU Yuling looking at a 3-0 lead in this best of 7 women's doubles final.
Turn 8.
1 game point saved coming into the 3rd towel break of the game. Ito apologizing for hitting the ball back while nobody was there. Now, I told you that CHEN Meng and ZHU Yuling beat Yingwing Nam and Minnie Su of Hong Kong. Following that 3-0 victory, they had a 4-0 victory over Honoka Hashimoto and Hitomi Sato, the long pips defenders from Japan, who play for the Mickey House team with Saki Shibata and Maki Shiomi, but back 2 game points. There it is, ZHU Yuling waiting for the 3rd ball, seals the deal. 11-8, 3 times over. And we will see. The Japanese pair are going to have to stop getting 8 points and start getting more. Something like 11, 12 if need be. We will see. Game 4 coming up right after this. Back for game number 4. It's now or never for the Japanese pair. The Chinese women in red, 1 game away from being the World Tour Grand Final winners. ZHU Yuling to start here. Oh, you want to see this come back if CHEN Meng can retrieve that for a roller. I was going to say pull a Fan Zhendong, but I believe now it's called the Timo Bowl. Strawberry off the top of the net. A spilled strawberry. Oh, second bounce on the table. Soft hands from ZHU Yuling. And someone asks, what's it take to be a world-class player? Physical fitness, speed, and the touch. I mean, the power and the touch, that's only just part of it. The mentality out here, the balance. I'll tell you more about that when we get into the men's singles final. Crushing forehand. Ito turns the corner. Waits patiently, though, to see where the opponent moves. Again, signaling the receive intention. Ito does have to pay close attention to where ZHU Yuling will go, so she can use her as an obstacle and then watch CHEN Meng for her body movement. Right down the middle to finish the point, into the body. Ooh, we don't see that too often. Slower shot here. And this is similar spin to the ballroom reception that Koki Niwa does. Underside spin. Tape on the knee there. She dries off the ball. At only 17 years old, we see taped up knees. It shows you how much physical effort is going into the game here, how much training. These women do weight training, cardio, everything else. There's some great videos online about the Chinese women's national team and their physical fitness training.
3-5.
The ball completely slipping off there on that last ball. Some Chinese supporters there in the crowd. Interesting to see Hayata in the punching game with the backhand, sort of matching Ito's game. We see that from time to time. Ricardo Walter chopping in the match when he's playing with Ruin Filus. Strawberry into the body.
6.
Eat this, she says. Care for some dessert, courtesy of Mima Ito. Very bold attempt.
4.
Still a 2-point lead for the Japanese pairing. If that shot comes down, Ito be high-fived, patted on the back, given some encouragement, and there'd be fear in the hearts of their opponents. Spinnier shot this time. Hina Hayata using a bit of security, wisely taking the shot, and it pays off. Just missing the edge of the table.
5-7.
I think this is a better combination here. Hayata spinning. Ito can take that slightly flatter shot as we come into the second towel break of the game, but she's going to have to be a little bit closer to the table. From behind the table, the advantage is she can take the ball as it's a little bit later on the rise. Once it's reached its peak, you don't want to wait any longer. But Ito, she's pretty good at taking it early off the bounce. Hina Hayata does just the same with the backhand side, extending the lead into a 3-point lead now. The Japanese supporters here are far outnumbered by the Chinese fans. Which is interesting because it's quite a growing market in Japan. There are 2 separate channels showing table tennis every day on TV. It's pretty exciting. I think table tennis fans watching right now might either retire or find themselves looking for work in Japan. Stopped by the net once again, deep in the backhand corner. Hayata's very strong, but a few of these deep shots, when the opponent's off the table, she's right. She has more time to turn the corner. Not to mention in doubles, you don't have to be back for the next shot. ZHU Yuling right at the back of the table. Suddenly we're tied up at 8 points apiece, and the serves are on the Chinese pair's side. Little change of heart. Ito looking for the attack, comes in for the push. It's very tough to keep the ball short when you're moving in fast on a short ball. Made Waldner's drop shot so amazing when he was on the run. Something going on here. Umpire asked the players to wait for a moment. Not sure if it's an equipment malfunction, digital scoreboard. He's still saying wait a moment.
No, give me scoring, touch, and no scoring.
Sure enough, it is. The screen, I love it. ZHU Yuling says, I know. No problem. Very patient, thinking maybe she could help. But you would imagine that the umpire here, who's quite used to using this, is the most experienced out there on the court right now.
It's okay.
They got it working once again, a little bit of time. Still relatively new to the sport, some of this digital technology and scorekeeping, which is why you see the score on top of the table on the right as well. Big point here earns 2 championship and title points for CHEN Meng and ZHU Yuling for a straight 4-0 victory, a clean sweep. Long serve saves one. One more match point for the ladies in red. This is the type of environment I like to see, where fans come in large groups together and enjoy the experience of being here and cheering on their team. All right, down the line, CHEN Meng, clever, crafty, takes it. World rank number 1 and world rank number 2, who will likely switch spots in the world rankings come January, take down Hina Hayata and Mima Ito. And there's a lot in that handshake. That's not just congratulations, or thank you rather, for the good match. This is two sides that know that they are rising and they are going to be the greatest challengers, essentially arch nemesis, come Tokyo 2020. There is only one team in the world that has seemed to be unbeatable for the longest time, and it is Team China. So CHEN Meng and ZHU Yuling, the leaders of Team China, can smile and relax for a little bit before they get prepared for the women's singles final. Coming up a bit later, we'll be down with Johnny Cowan from ITTF on the court for a live interview with our winners. Stay right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, grand finals, women's doubles winners, give it up for ZHU Yuling and CHEN Meng from China. Congratulations, grand finals champions. How does that sound for you?
恭喜你们，今天你们就是那个总决赛的总冠军，现在感觉怎么样？
我觉得我们两个今天的发挥，我觉得还比较正常嘛，因为我觉得我们也是准备了很长时间这一场球，我觉得我们其实还可以打得更好。
So they think that they performed normal today because they did a lot of preparations before this match, and she thinks that they could have performed better.
You're happy, right? You're happy, CHEN Meng. And now you have to play the women's singles final this afternoon. So friends now, maybe not friends later, right?
他就说你们现在是搭档，然后一起拿了冠军，然后接下来的那个单打决赛，你们要就是变成就是对手了，对，然后说一下。
接下来的比赛，我想这场比赛我们会为大家奉献一场更精彩的比赛吧。
So they'll bring a very intense and exciting match for everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, women's doubles grand finals champions, ZHU Yuling and CHEN Meng.